have a little bit of fun today. One of the questions I get asked a lot by students is what to do with the whammy bar. So I figured I'd do a little video on a couple of the whammy bar tricks that I like to play with. First of all, the whammy setup on this guitar. This is a Jackson Soloist Pro from the mid-80s. It's a sweet guitar. Anyhow, the tremolo on here is a Floyd Rose, and it's an inset, and it's carved out in the back so it can pull up as well as down, so you've got quite a bit of flexibility on this. Some of these tricks we're going to look at today you can't really do on a Strat style tremolo. I play primarily Strats, and I don't actually use the whammy bar on them. I usually block my tremolos for the tone, but you got to have at least one with a whammy bar for when you want to do those gymnastics and play around with it. So this one works exceptionally well. I can bottom it right out, and it maintains its tuning. That really shouldn't be good. Holds it pretty nicely. So anyhow, a couple of the little tricks that I like to do on them. One of them is just as a general expression tool. I maintain it in my hand when I play. Nothing as radical as taping the pick to it or anything, but I just keep it loosely in my hand, and when I'm playing different phrases or different notes, I can do little dives, little subtle pull-ups if I want to go up a semitone, or just general vibratos on the notes. For example, stuff like that. It just gives a little bit more expression to the notes. You have to move a little less down here, and you can do some neat stuff. So that's one of the things I like to do, is just hold on to it when I'm playing and express the notes a little more. Give a second attack to notes by just giving it a little tap on the beat. One of the other things I like to do, it's called scooping. So let's say I'm going to run up a scale. I'm going to do it in pull-offs. I'm going to go with the bar instead of hitting. Kind of reminiscent of something you might hear on the Crossroads movie with Fly. Kind of cool. You can do downwards with that too. You can have a little bit of fun with that. So scooping the notes. I also like to scoop entire runs where I'll start down. So I start it down, do a little scoop up as I do a pull-off run, say down a mode, down a lock and shape. So you just sort of scoop into it. Very cool effect. I like it a lot. Let's talk about some of the harmonic things that a lot of people like to do. One of my favorites is just doing extreme harmonic wham 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 kind of whammy sort of move like you would hear at the end of the Frank Zappa song Stevie Spanking with Steve Vai. Stuff like that, you hear, just harmonics. Very cool sound. Another one you can do with harmonics is if you do sort of a combination move where you're going to do a volume trick, where you're working the volume pedal, but you hit the harmonic at the same time. So I just hit a harmonic of choice and swell it up. And in addition to that is where you can hook your little finger under the bar here, and as you're depressing the bar, you can shake your hand. You get some really neat sound like that. Very cool, ghost noises and stuff. That's kind of a fun sound. Also, I've been experimenting a little bit with doing a dive and then smacking the bar like that as you're depressing it. It's kind of cool, sort of machine sound. Kind of fun. So these are some neat sort of sound effects you can do with the bar. Another thing a lot of players like to do. I'm assuming you guys have all played around with straight up sort of dive bombs and the whole kind of stuff. So we won't get too into that. But one of the things you can do is put the bar backwards. And if your bar is nice and tight and you've got a floating tremolo, push on it, it vibrates, sort of thing. So you get little vibrate. So that's pretty cool. You can do some sound. Kind of buzzes one out like that. Another sort of thing that I like to do with the bar in the back is playing around and just tapping it. Gives you some really neat sort of sound, especially if you're using gypsy scales and stuff like that. So just give it a little quick, tiny little snap for expression. Satriani does a similar sort of sound by he uses the metal pick there, and he taps up here. This one just sounds a little bit smoother with the bar. So that's kind of a fun little trick. Back to the harmonic one, I just thought of another one that I like to do is, let's say you can scoop up a harmonic and then finish off with the equivalent note. For example, here's a B, here's a B. So one of the things you can do with that is do a and then finish off with some kind of run. So little things like that if you want to come up from nowhere. Sets you right into where you need to be. Also, I'll play around a little bit where I am doing it. And as you're playing the run, you'll do a little bit of a harmonic. Great for endings of solos and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see, one more, just for a demonstration of this one. One of my favorites, the first sort of really strange and interesting use of the whammy bar I encountered was the Satriani's lizard down the throat sound. It's interesting. The concept here is you're going to be pushing the bar down and releasing it back up, and you counter that movement by sliding up or down on the G string, any string for that matter, but the G works extremely well. At about the same tempo as what you're pushing it down, but the same rate. So what it ends up giving you is a fixed pitch, more or less, a little bit of fluctuation. But you get the sound, if you press hard enough, you get the sound of your finger raking over the frets. So it gives you this angry dog sort of sound. In my experience, it's the only thing I've found that puts this guitar slightly out of tune. I guess it must be just stretching on the string or what have you, but it's still a neat sound. Sounds pretty angry. So anyhow, have fun with your whammy bars there, and make up some new stuff and put on some videos and show me what you came up with.